We can make it so the drop downs hidden, right? That's what we're doing next.
Yep. Yeah. Yep. Okay, so let's finish this up. So let's see, where are we at now? Yep, so we're getting it to kind of go away, right, to show up. We got the things here, got the rollovers going. All right, so drop A. Okay, so drop A are these, right? So we need to play around with these a little bit. So color black, no, because I can't read them. Okay, so I got to change the color there. So I'm just going to erase that completely because I'm okay with it staying the same color as this. You may or may not want that. That's up to you. So font size, I'm going to up that to, let's go, I don't know, let's try like 16. See how that looks. No, want it a little bit smaller. Again, visual hierarchy. We want it to be obvious that these are sublinks of home. Okay, so text align. No, we don't need that. Problem is, I do all these different things every quarter, and so then it ends up just screwing up stuff. So, okay, and then I want to tab that over. So I'm going to say margin left, like 30 pixels. So now visually you can tell that, all right, this is the main one. These are moved over. These are kind of tabbed over, so you can tell they're sub items of home because they're smaller and they're moved over. And again, you know, I don't know, it's up to you. We could change up the color a little bit if you wanted to have them stand out a little bit more. I mean, I don't know. I'm not going to do that. Again, these are your menus. You kind of decide how and what you want it to look like. Okay. Now, we were talking about, right now it's like I can't really scroll in here. It's actually a question that Rachel had over there. And so one way you can do that is we come over here to side nav. We have overflow hidden. There's another property of overflow. You can say overflow scroll. And that just means if there's anything that goes outside the div, now it scrolls. Now you're getting this dang ugly bar. I'm not going to go into it, but there are jQuery plugins. Let's see, change scroll bar jQuery. What was it called? Simple bar, maybe. I can't remember. There's a bunch out there, but if you Google like jQuery custom scroll bar, there's a bunch of plugins out there that will change the scroll bar. So if you're really not a fan of, you know, the default nasty one, well, you can get it changed. That's something though that I can help you on a one-on-one if that's something that you want to do. But the thing is though, on most sites that you create though, you're not going to have 20 million different links. So really the scroll here may not even need to happen. You may not even need it to be there. Okay. I actually saw something else I wanted to look at. Text overflow. What can I do with that? I don't even know what that does. All right. So yeah. So overflow scroll, that'll handle that. Okay. All right, now we need to start messing with the hamburger menu and the close button because they're not where I want them, and you can't even see the hamburger button. Hamburger button, menu, whatever. Okay, so side nav, close button. So the close button inside a side nav is what I'm going to be messing with. So position, I'm going to absolute position that. Top 5. I've kind of already done, well, we'll see actually. Now that I've messed up things, we may have to tweak these a little bit.
Mine still hasn't moved.
Yep, definitely want that to be a little bigger. So since I ended up messing with the font, it's not bad. So top, we're gonna have to do maybe -15. A little bit more. So basically I'm just getting this X. I want the X and the hamburger to be in the exact same spot. So when I click on the X and this slides out, sorry. If you played Overwatch, that's the most epic thing ever. Overwatch music, dude. It is, I mean, whenever I hear it, you're like, I'm gonna start killing some divas and Junkrats and stuff, and it's great. Okay. So what I want is when I click on the hamburger, I want them to be in the exact same spot. So I click on the hamburger, bam, I click on the X, and when this slides out, the hamburger is going to be right there. So that's kind of my goal. It's what I'm trying to do. So I know where the X is now. I like that spot. I'm going to keep it there. So I'm good with the close button. Okay, now I'm going to style open, which is the hamburger, right? So again, position absolute. I want it to be up in the, I don't know, again, we'll probably have to play with these numbers a little bit. Left 20. I'm going to transition that because I want it to have the rollover effect. Color 8 ones. Okay, that's actually pretty good. Except for I probably should make the X a little bit bigger. Jeez, how big do I need this to be? Now it's off a little bit, so move it up some more. Yeah. That's quite near perfect, people. For me, anyways. And really, I'd probably rather this be white. I'm not really a fan of the dark gray there. Well, grr. I'll just keep it there, I guess. Because that's the color of the X. Then also, well, yeah, because I'm going to have it transition when I mouse over, it's going to go white. So that's what we're going to do right here. So open, hover. Color white. And there we go. And I have that transition so it fades into the white. Click on it. Boom. There it is. Happy days. Do I really need the padding there? I don't really. Yeah. just got rid of the padding and drop A. I mean, we're kind of at the point where it's like you should start doing what you want because one, you'll learn it better, and two, it's not going to look like mine, and it's going to be kind of your own. But one thing I did do that I kind of liked is I added a border left here in drop A. I just thought it was kind of a cool little highlight. And so, and this helps with the visual hierarchy as well. So now I have kind of this little, I don't know, this little line to the left. And then it, when I mouse over, it highlights as well. So I kind of liked that. But I have had students say, that's crap. And so, you know, whatever. It's kind of what you like and what you want to do there. The margin left, to be honest, is probably getting a little too crazy there. Move that over. So now it's just kind of a matter of just playing around and making it kind of look and function the way you want it to. I mean, another thing you could do is like I could take this border left and just go, you know what? I don't want that border left to show up. Until I hover. I thought I already had that. Drop a hover. Okay, now you get more of a, I don't know, visual thing going on when you mouse over. I like it the other way. Now, if you're having a hard time finding and thinking of things to do, it could just be a creativity block, but also it could be maybe you just don't know enough about CSS yet. Okay, when you know and you can have in your mind all the different things that CSS does and you're familiar with it, then you can start, that's really when you can start being really creative and start doing a bunch of different things. So it may be worth some time going into W3 schools and going through all the different CSS properties and stuff. I mean, I don't know. Only you can really answer that question. Which part? Just made it white. So for all intents and purposes, I'm done, but this is really bugging me. So I'll probably keep recording because I need to figure out what the heck's going on here. This HA thing is really weird to me. I'm not sure why the text align center is not working. I do know that this is taking up space. I got to get that to stop. But you can kind of just start working on your own now. I'm going to see once I can figure that out because I saw it on a couple of yours that it's doing the same thing. But what that is it's going to end up being, I'm guessing here, an issue with these drop downs here. These either need to be like display none or something. Actually, that might be pretty easy to fix. So display none. No. Anyways, we'll figure it out. But yeah, get going on your own and ready to go.
I think like exploratory, like sketches, and then I think that she kind of wants you to. She seems like she wants you further along in your sketches than it would make sense for like one class, because it's like, why would you want us to explore sketches and then choose our own only for? I don't know.
I have task 60. You never make it. Nothing here.
But I chose.
I like that.
So the symbol is supposed to be like majorly inspired by Major Sergeant emblem, but then also it's supposed to kind of look like a sterno flame, like the things they put under. You know, when you're at a buffet, right? Like a fancy catering, and they've got that fire thing under the. Yeah. Most people don't. I guess don't know. I was like, ooh. Sternness. I mean, I feel like there's a better reason
That was easy enough.
to keep the C than to get rid of the C. Like, I would be mad at you if you got rid of the C. I'd be like, Savannah. Savannah, this is unacceptable. You can't rebrand the Jive without getting rid of the green C.
All right, easy enough, guys. In the drop, position absolute, done.
Drop position absolute. Awesome.
So simple enough.
Drop the drop in.
Yep, on the drop class, just position absolute. That makes it so it doesn't push anything around. It doesn't take up space, really. And so then when you mouse over, it just kind of goes on top and doesn't mess with things. Okay, and then the thing. Okay, and now it's working. That other content. So now I can come to the content and, oh yeah, I guess that was the last part, right? So when we get to the mobile menu, they're not stacking yet. They're still just kind of sitting there. That's really simple. We just come down here and say, all right, C1, we're just not going to float left anymore. Okay, now they're stacking, which is good, but they are taking up 28%, which we don't want, so we want more like 98%. Now they're starting to stack. Got our menu still working, and now the content, and remember these content divs would be like, I don't know, you got your text in here, your icons, you know, your content of your page. That's what you would throw inside of these divs. So the margin 2%, we probably don't really need that anymore. Well, kind of. Probably going to want some sort of like bottom margin. Or, well, I don't know. Actually, maybe that was okay. Let's do a top margin there, just to give them some space in between each. Now, when we talk about CSS grids later, the whole positioning and floating and all that stuff, that'll make a lot more sense, and we'll actually go over that. For now, you know, obviously we were just kind of focusing on this. But you always need to keep in mind when you're building things, all right, how is this going to mobilize? How is this going to become mobile friendly? You just want to make sure everything you have, I need to change that too now. So I'm going to come back up here to the PC view. I don't want 22% anymore. Go back to 28. Okay, now they're starting to kind of go across. So anyways, but you got to start thinking, okay, I got all this content on my page. How is it going to look? How is it going to display when it's on a mobile device? If you have a modular design where you kind of have some stuff here, some stuff here, some stuff here, well, make sure that you got it set up so you can easily stack it. And you'll see when we do the grids that it makes it real easy actually. The floating and stuff like that's slowly becoming, you know, part of the past. It's gone away.
So that's everything. Right?
That is everything.
Oh my God.
See you later.
I'll see you.